All right, this next video we're going to play is basically I was on the Thorp stream and Ruby, who's another streamer, said some weird shit. So the weird shit is on Grace's channel, her latest stream. But basically, Grace gave me the opportunity to come up at the very end and be the voice, the ears, the eyes for everything. Grace basically told me to wind the whole thing down because Ruby rage quit. So what you're going to hear me saying is, this is me coming up on Grace's stream towards the end, and then on her stream, she plays the actual rage quit back again. This was all live.
Oh, hello, folks.
Here, this is it.
Thanks, Grace, for putting me on. I just want to say one thing. You witnessed history today, folks. You heard it here first. This stream is going to blow up and get 5,000, 10,000 views. Why? Because that, folks, was one of the most classic rage quits I've ever seen. Now, let's go over it a little. I don't need the transcript in front of me to tell you what happened with the rage quit. I just want to review it and give you Spicoli's take on the rage quit. All right, let me pipe up here. I pulled over because I wanted to get on here, and I'm glad I'm on here solo, so I could give everybody my true feelings. First of all, obviously I'm going to side with Grace, but I reviewed the rage quit a couple of times myself, stoned. I was going to say not stoned, but I wanted to take shrooms and watch it. I think later on after, I'm thinking of taking shrooms and watching the rage quit. But what happened was, Grace, I'm going to just say this, Ruby's a narcissist, okay? Think about it. Because Grace was trying to just communicate, honestly, and all of a sudden, Ruby starts saying all kinds of weird shit, how they're romantically involved. I mean, you know what? Guys, listen up. I have slept with my cats, different cats, for the last 20, 30 years. Are we having sex at night? No. Wait, how many husbands and wives? Wait, Ben was sleeping next to Courtney for 10, 20 years and didn't have sex with her. So, Ruby, just because people are sleeping together doesn't mean they're having sex. I mean, probably, wait, I could take any married couple, married over 20 years, and they're just probably 75% of them aren't even having sex, Ruby. But the real question is, why did Ruby even project that? This is what Ben was trying to say. Ruby, I hope you're listening. You projected all this, Ruby, onto the Thorps because possibly, I'm just saying possibly, your dad went into your room when you were 15 and maybe, fuck you, or maybe you and your brother, when you were younger, played doctor, and he figured, fuck you. We don't know, Ruby. I don't know. But for me to say what I just said is just like you saying that about the Thorps. You're pulling this shit out of, not even the ether. You're pulling it out of your dirt chute, Ruby. You've got no proof, none of this. And I even want to fall back on what I said yesterday. Even if you thought it was true, and even if you saw them doing it, which obviously you didn't because it's not true, who the fuck are you to fucking bring it out in a public forum anyway and not talk to Grace privately about it? You know what I'm saying, Ruby? Ruby, you are just an attention hoe. Your eggs, wait, she thinks she has 2 eggs left, guys? She doesn't have any eggs left. That fentanyl smoking, who's going to want to wife her up, knock her up? Wait, what dude? Wait, she can't get a dude to fuck her at the fucking, did you see how that fucking Star Trek dude won't even fuck her? She can't get a guy to fuck her, let alone have a kid with her. Why? Because nobody wants to have a kid with an ex-junkie who's on methadone. Let's be honest, Ruby. And if you want to rage quit on me, bitch, come up here. Ruby, I'm calling your ass out. Get up here. Let's you and I have a struggle session. You come up here on the Thorpe's channel, and you think your shit doesn't smell. You're just an attention hoe. Let's face it, Ruby. I'm going to make this statement. This is projection on my part, and I'm projecting this. sleeping together. So it's all, Ruby, you're all projecting. You're the one cuddling with Grace. You're the one that wants to have sex with Grace. You told me on your stream, I asked you if you would eat her out. You said yes. So what you're doing is you're projecting your feelings onto Ben. These are not Ben's feelings. These are your feelings. You're the one that wants to be romantically involved with Grace. You're the one that wants to put on a double-sided dildo. Is that what you guys call it, you lesbos? What do you call it, a double-sided, triple-sided dildo? You want to put a double-sided... No, she wants to... Here's what she really wants to do. She heard Grace had the fantasy of DP. Look it up if you don't know what it is. So she wants to put on a triple-sided dildo. One inside her vajayjay, one inside Grace's vajayjay, and one up Grace's dirt shoot. This is her fantasy. And Ruby, I dare you to fucking cam your ass up here and fucking go toe-to-toe with my ass, you bitch. It's funny how Ruby talked up a big storm and all this. Come up here. They will cam you up. The chat will cam your ass up. The StreamYard looks up. Get your ass up here, Ruby. Getting up here and telling, wait, she's known this. I said, look, in 2 years, I've known the Thorps, so about 2 years almost. I go, I've never had any problem with them like this, burn bridges. I maybe had one argument with them a long time ago. Then he goes, well, with Courtney involved. But it's like, I go, how come you can last 90 days? Fucking Ruby, you're a two-faced bitch. And I'm going to speculate that possibly, if you want to speculate what the Thorpes are doing, I'm going to speculate that you and your brother have had sex. I'm speculating. I'm not saying you have or haven't, but I suspect possibly, you two junkies, ex-junkies, probably, you know what, I'm going to say this. You guys are so fucking weird. I'm not saying you're fucking him, but I'm sure you guys have played doctor and he finger-flapped you pretending he was a gynecologist, Ruby. Get your ass up here if you want to deny it. If you're not Ruby, you're full of shit. This is it, Ruby. Ruby, Ruby, you know what I don't like about women like Ruby? They're so two-faced. They're three-faced. You know what? Here's Grace. You know why Grace gets along with guys better? Because she realizes from her mother, from Ruby, from Ava, that these jealous, envious skanks, her mother was jealous of her. Her mother accused her of weird shit with Ben. Ruby's doing the same thing. Ava's doing the same. They're all jealous. This is what envy and jealousy does. This is why envy is so bad. Ruby told me in her chat, I said, will you eat Grace's vajayjay out? She said yes. She told me she would. We know Ruby swings both ways. And Ruby was trying to groom Grace, in my opinion. Ruby, here's what Ruby was thinking. I'm going to put my thinking cap on. Here's what Ruby was thinking. Well, she's a virgin. She hasn't had a penis inside her. So let me indoctrinate her slowly, you know. Maybe she gave a guy a hand job once. We don't know. Maybe a guy licked her vajayjay. But she's still sort of virginist. So maybe if I can lick her vajayjay first and get her to come, maybe she'll become bisexual and I can be her lover. Ruby, we know you were thinking this shit. I know you were. I know how your devious ex-junkie mind. As far as I'm concerned, Ruby's a junkie now because she's on methadone, and methadone's a drug. So, Ruby, you're a junkie now. You're a druggie now. If I took the methadone away from, you know what? If I took the methadone away from Ruby, by the second or third day, she'd be offering to lick my dirt chute, even if I took a shit and didn't wipe, just to get the methadone back. That's how badly she would be hurting and sick. She would be dope sick for that shit. Right, Ruby? You would fucking, Ruby, I'm telling you, Ruby, you're insane. Let me go back to the struggle section and the rage quit before I go. I want to sum it up this way. Grace was being totally polite. You know what's weird? The whole situation turned on a dime. I don't have the timestamp in front of me myself, but it all switched right on a fucking dime. It's like all of a sudden they were talking normally. Layla was on, Lalo, John was on, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, Ruby starts projecting all this weird sexual shit into the conversation. And yes, Grace called your ass out on it. I'd call your ass out on it too, and I'm calling your fucking ass out on it now, Ruby. Seriously. I'm going to make this, you know what? Narcissists like Ruby like to project. And I think I know she was projecting her feelings. Ruby was projecting her sexual feelings for Grace and pretended it was coming from Ben, but it was really coming from Ruby. Ben doesn't want to go down on his daughter. Of course not. Ruby does.
All right, that was part one. We're going to make a part two. Ruby!